G'day and welcome back to Duxley Gaming and Elm Creek Farm. That's right, we are back here in the States and we are getting some work done, and we're not going to delay in getting any of it done. So we're just going to jump straight into class here. We're hooked up with the Kinsey seeder and we're going to head on over and start seeding our two fields with wheat that we just cultivated in the last couple of episodes. I have decided to, when we finish up the last episode, I was deciding on whether I was going to rotate the crop on the combined field that we just harvested all the sugar beets from. And I'm definitely not going to do that because, I mean, if I was to rotate the crops and put, say, wheat on that crop, by the time I get a chance to harvest that crop and then sow again for sugar beets, I'm going to have a gap year, so 1 year of nothing happening. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to leave it as it is. I am most likely going to replant either sugar beet or maybe sorghum or something like that in that field instead. We'll just see how things go in the gap year as to how quickly we go through the sugar beet that's in the processing facility at the moment, and if we decide we're going to need to get more sugar beets, well then we'll replant sugar beets. But if we're going to have a period of time where we're still going to have enough to process without running out of sugar beets, then we'll probably plant, like I said, sorghum or something like that instead and get a rotation of crop through there, and gives us some supply of other crops to store up for use for other things or just for sale. So that's what we're going to do at the moment. So we're going to have the two fields. This field and field 54 will be our wheat fields, and that's what we'll use to start storing up our wheat, get a supply of straw, and then we can look at getting some cows. After our gap year, we'll look at putting some cows in definitely, and getting that up and running. Get some cows up and running, we can get some manure running, we can get our orchards running quicker. We can then put like a dairy in, get some chocolate made, we can make some cheese or some butter and all that sort of stuff. Look at a bakery then and get cakes done. You know where it's going. So we can just progress all that. So so this field over here will be progressed into a crop that'll be planted at the same time as the sugar beet, and nothing else. So that's the plan at this point in time. All right. Going to seed that run there. We're going to lift, head down. It's going to do these fields manually. We've got the Lexion over there. We've got a hired hand doing the harvest, so we can leave him be for now. And we're just going to get these two fields seeded in first, and then we're going to carry on from there. So anyway, so as we said previously, and just in case you weren't aware, so November 1st, we'll be taking a gap year. So there'll be 1 year of gameplay, but we just won't be recording it. So we're going to go through, we're going to play through, we're not going to buy anything. So the rules are we're not going to buy any new equipment, we can't buy any farmland, we can't put any more animals in. Animals can breed, obviously, but we can't buy any more animals or anything else. We can't fit any more production facilities in or anything else like that. No more orchards, anything like that. What we can do is if for whatever reason, and I can't see it happening, the warehouse gets full, because we'll have a plethora of stuff being made and produced, then we can put a new warehouse in. But apart from that, we're not buying or installing or building anything at all. So it's just purely going through some crop rotation and produce rotation, and we'll do that for a year and then see where we come out at the end of the year, after a year of not recording, and see where we end up monetarily, product wise, all that sort of stuff, and then we'll reset and continue on from there. So that's the plan. Hopefully that's something you'll look forward to seeing, because I'm looking forward to it. I think it's going to be very interesting to see where we end up. So that's what we're going to do. So we're just finishing prepping what we can do now before we get to the first day of November, and then at that point we will then transition across and do 1 year off camera, which basically is all that's doing for the series. Basically, is it'll be seamless for you guys. You guys will go see one episode, then 3 days later you see the next episode, and it's been a year. So it'll be a nice fast forward. But I've got a bit of gameplay to do off camera to get through that. But hopefully I should do that okay. But that's the plan. So we'll see where things go. All right. And off we go again. But yeah, so that'll be a nice change. And like I said, you'll get to see the fruits of the labour, so to speak, of a year. And I'll just have to be very busy between now and then in recording to get that gameplay done in time. Hopefully, I've got about 5 or 6 videos queued up, plus 2 or 3 I've recorded. So hopefully between that and now and that time of being ready to have that video go live, I should have had everything done. So we'll have to wait and see. Will it actually work? That's the other thing. Like, will I actually get it all done in time? Because if I haven't got it all done in time and I need to put a video out, I'll just have to record within that gap year. So let's see how things turn out. All right, I think one more pass should almost suffice. We do need to go off and empty the combine as well. I'll just do this last little bit here, and then that's that field seeded. We will check for fertilisation needs. We'll fertilise as we need to as well. In fact, I can check that quickly after I finish this field now. So we'll sit here, we'll unfold and check the status of the field. There we go. So we'll unfold. Sorry, we'll fold. I keep getting back to front, don't I? All right, let's have a look at the status of the fields. Grass, there we go. So this is the field we've just seeded. Needs to be rolled, we know that. And it will need a second layer of fertilisation at some point. That's okay. We'll roll that shortly. In the meantime, we need to, oops, wrong button. We need to go over and empty the combine. So let's tab over there. There he is. So we'll grab him, offload, and then he can continue on his merry way as well. The sunflower will take, again, as we have been, straight over to the oil processing facility. Just get the oil processed. That won't change. That'll just continue as we move along. And all the other stuff, like the animals and stuff like that, we'll manage them as normal. So we can feed the animals, all that sort of stuff. But like I said, we just can't buy any more or put any more animal sheds in or anything else like that. So anyway, all right. I think you got the message of what we're doing. I shouldn't have to mention it again. And in fact, it may well be this episode here may be the last before we go in that transition, because once I've harvested this field and we've sown the wheat for the other field, which will get done this episode as well. I don't know why I'm trying to start there. There won't be anything else to do until we have fields coming into harvest. So yeah, we can probably say this is going to be the last episode before we go into our hiatus. And if this is the last episode before the hiatus, what we'll do is the hiatus will go until November the 1st. So we'll come back on November the 1st, or maybe the last day of October, either way. But close enough, that's what we'll end up doing. So, all right, let's turned off the engine, not on the engine. Right, let's go take this over. We'll seed the other field. And then we're pretty much good to go. We're ready to go for our 1 year gap year, which we're calling it. The other thing I did want to do today in this episode before we transition is I want to pull out my big green machine, the new thing we bought, the GDX 550, and throw that around on the fields or the side of the fields, get some grass in. Hopefully we'll still get a chance to do that. Yeah, well, I've lined myself up roughly for that. I think I'm pretty close. I think I've lucked it in. Yep, pretty close. Lucky I didn't reverse too far up though, because the train was coming just at the right time to take me out. All right, there we go. So what we're going to do is we're just going to use the hired hand and get this sewn. Right, there we go. Off he goes. Excellent. So that'll be that done. So if we have a look again at the map, come back off this view here. So that will mean we're going to have this field here will be harvested before we go to a gap year. This one's been planted. This one's been planted. This one will get ploughed in and planted sometime in March. So we've got a bit of time there. We've got no other fields in play at the moment. So there'll be no more harvesting after this until the next year. And we should be really, really good to go. So looking forward to it. So yeah, we'll take a snapshot of where we're at with all this. I'll probably write it down and we'll do a comparison that way. Screenshots are going to be a bit hard to do, but we can probably still do that as well. But we'll definitely take a snapshot of where we finish off. What we'll do is we'll probably, I don't know, I might post it on social media and in the Discord as well and just sort of state where we're at before the gap year, and then we'll go from there. But so we'll be turning this field around definitely, and then reharvesting later in the year. We're going to turn this field around as well. So basically, but a year is not really going to be that much in the scheme of things, though, either. When you think about it, I suppose it's only going to be one harvest of each of the fields. So it means we're going to harvest the wheat once. We'll harvest this field, whatever that's going to be, and we'll harvest this field again. It's only really the growth of production items and the wool, and then hence the spinnery and the clothing and all that sort of stuff that we're really going to see a bit of an impact on. But anyway, we'll see how that goes. Right, I'm going to go over here and visit the orchards and see how they're doing. They're only been in there for 1 day so far, so they haven't really produced a lot. But hopefully, certainly for when we come back after the gap year, you'll see a whole pile of this will have been produced. So I'm looking forward to that as well. All right. So what next is there to do? I don't think there's anything else to do. Oh, that's right. I'm going to grab my... Yeah, let's grab the GDX. There it is. All right, let's go. Love it. All right, let's go. I'm going to go get some grass. Love this. Really do. You'll get sick of seeing this, I reckon. You really, really will, especially if we've got any grass around. It'll be straight onto this and getting all the grass we possibly can. But I do love this. I reckon this is fantastic. Runs really well. I haven't seen any errors at all with it. And like I said, there should be a mod review available for it. Otherwise, you can go and grab it from Papa Smurf Modding. So feel free to go and do that. Easy enough to find, just Google it. What we're going to do is we're going to come over here and take all this nice grass over here and put it to some use. All right. And off we go. Like I said, it runs quickly. Like this has been modified. I've modified this back down to 30 kilometers an hour work speed. Originally it was 60 or 65, which I think is way too much. Even 30 is probably a little bit much sometimes, but it's fine. It does the job effectively, quickly. We've got a 900 horsepower engine in it, as you would have seen when we bought it. It has got the covers on it. The covers are optional. But yeah, we're stoked to have this. I really, really am. Yeah, so we'll give this well and truly give this a good working out. There's no doubt to that whatsoever, and hence that's why we sold off the mower and all that sort of stuff, the mower heads, because we're not going to need them anymore. And this will be our go-to for any of our grass work. So yes, it should be good. All right, try and take me out with the seat up. Anyway, but yeah, so this is going to be great. So I'm looking forward to getting some more grass work done with this. Makes it nice and easy. Don't have to stuff around, and yeah, it's yeah, a good piece of kit. And even if I am biased, all right, don't have access to that land, we know, but I should have access. I could mow all their grass nice and cheaply for them. Yeah, love it. So much easier. I mean, look, I do love the big M's, and let's be frank, I do love the big M's. They are expensive, more expensive than what this is, funnily enough. In fact, I probably should bump the price up for this, to be honest. But this does it all in one. I mean, that's the advantage of it, isn't it? It's like it mows, it picks it up, transport it. It's quick, it's effective. I think it looks quite good. I like it with the wheels, but I do like the Tracs as a difference as well. So I'm more than happy to use this, obviously. So looking forward to it. All right, so he's finished my sowing the field, which is good. So that means that we're now pretty much ready for the transition, because we've got both of our fields have now been sown with wheat, which is what we wanted to do. We have to turn around the other field, but there's no rush for that, because we're not going to turn that around with wheat or anything. So we've got a couple of months to deal with that field, so that's not a problem. We can do that in our gap year. We've got our sunflower being harvested, so that will be it. This episode will be it before our gap year. So we'll definitely finish off here, and we'll come back. Our first day back will be 1st day of November, early morning. So like 7 a.m. We'll start the recording back, and we'll see where we're at. And the first episode will basically just be just a rehash to see where we've got to. If it gets to the point though, as well, that I think it's gone too quick and too easy, or whatever else, I reserve the right to extend it out to 2 years. I may cover off 2 years. We'll just see how quickly it goes and how effective it is, and then that way it may give me a chance to change out the crops or whatever else. But at this stage, we'll leave it at the 1 year, but just be aware that depending on timing and how it all goes, we may switch it out and do a 2-year gap year, as in no video or no recording. There'll still be videos on the channel. It's just recording this series. We'll have a period of time where, like I said before, it's effectively like being in a pandemic. I mean, not that any of us know what being in a pandemic's like. So everyone's been put into lockdown for 12 months. But being an essential worker running a farm, we can continue running the farm. So that's the premise of what we're going to run it under. I'm not going to say the name, because otherwise YouTube will probably pull the video off or demonetize it or whatever else, because they do stupid things like that at the moment. But anyway, so that's what we're going to do. And we'll see how that all pans out. All right. Don't know if I can let me mow. No, it won't let me mow none of that. It's okay. All right. So, that's right. It won't let me unfold. I can lift. So we'll lift that. So what have we got? 43,000 grass in that little run. That's all right. We'll just take this back and put it in the dryer, and then we'll come back and empty off the combine. But there you go. At least I've got to play with it and bring it out and showcase it for you guys as well. So yeah, okay, can I get any of this stuff? It does get picky about what grass it'll allow to. Sometimes near the side of the field, it won't allow necessarily all of it. And it does seem to sort of be a bit hit and miss in that regard. So it's not grabbing any of that for whatever reason. But anyway, that's okay. We don't. Oh, was it because I had turned? I don't know. I'm not going to worry about it. We're just going to return the grass, put the grass in the dryer, and then we'll continue on. We've got other stuff we want to get done before we finish this episode. So, all right, let's unload that. There we go. He's done. I might just leave him there. I'm not going to need a nick in this part of the farm again. All right, let's go unload the combine. Right. And then before we do have the break, we'll have a bit of a synopsis. We'll go through and see, before we end the recording, we'll see exactly where we stand numbers wise. I'll check on the numbers of sheep and chickens, all that sort of stuff, and we'll get a good idea of where we stand. We'll do a check of the warehouse, see where we stand in the warehouse. And like I say, once I finish recording this episode anyway, I'll manually write down or take screenshots of everything, so as we've got them as a reference, and then when we come back we know exactly what the difference is going to be, and I can calculate that out and report back exactly how we fared. And as long as we don't go backwards in money, we'll be okay. Right, continuing on. Right, so let's jump out while he's doing that. We're going to go off and have a bit of a look-see around the farm, see what we've got to do, because obviously a lot of this stuff will be done off camera. So we've got some honey there to pick up, a little bit of wool coming out. I don't know what we've got in the way of clothing. I haven't checked to see. Oh, you've got some clothing there, that's okay. We'll go up here and check to see if we've got anything processing in the oil plant. I don't think we do. I think we ran out of materials here for a bit. I don't think I've been up here since. Did I have the canola turned off? That'd be pretty poor judgment on my behalf, wouldn't it? We did too. So we got canola in here, but we had it turned off. So we'll activate that. Right, I'm going to deactivate the sunflower. We've got nothing there, but yeah, we can make some sunflower oil. All right. Okay, so we'll fix that up. I'll go over and check the spinnery. So let's use the map. We'll jump over to the spinnery, see what's over there. Because we're probably due to put some wool over here as well. So we've got almost 10,000 wool here, so that's okay. He's running okay still. Yeah, so things are running okay. So I think we're doing swell. Right, let's go put some of this equipment away. That's all over the shop, so to speak. And this one's at the shop. Right. I don't have anything at the store to pick up because we haven't bought anything since we bought the GDX, so that's good. I'm going to take this all over here, and yeah, so we'll start winding down, ready for our gap year. And I'm actually really excited to see how this pans out. I hope you are too, but just means I've got to get very busy and spend some concerted time getting that gameplay done, so as we can come back in and see how things pan out. I'll be mowing grass at every available opportunity, so I would expect that when we come back we'll have a plethora of grass or hay, which is fine, because when we put the cows in, I'll probably look at putting two different barns in, or two barns in, so that's going to be up to 600 cows, because we have updated the cow barns in game. So I've updated the cow barns and the sheep barns in game to take more animals, because we're using, or at least using, two of the big the mods for the sheep barns. They've already got 200 sheep in them, but that's okay. In fact, what we might do, I'll put these eggs away. They're all just lying out here. We left them here the other day. Let's just put all these eggs away. We don't want to miscalculate what we've got. All right, they're all in there. So obviously, whatever's sitting at the greenhouses, orchards, or sheep pens or whatever, when we finish this episode, won't be counted in the totals, and they will be added in because they're not in the warehouse per se at the time. So let's have a look at the warehouse. We'll start winding things down now. So we've got 102,000 strawberries, 72,000 eggs, 70,000 tomatoes, 35,000 lettuce, 23,000 wool. The wool will end up going over to the spinnery, so that won't be a problem. 12,000 clothes, 3,000 olive oil. Okay. So we've got a decent amount of stuff in there to start off with. That's okay. Head on up here to see how the greenhouses are. We obviously don't need to offload from them yet, so there's no rush for that. We'll do that again some period during the gap year. So yeah, the greenhouses are okay. They've still got plenty of room in them. I will check obviously for water and stuff. We'll have to make sure we've got enough water in there, but that's okay. So yeah, I think all in all, we're looking pretty good. I think we're all settled now. We're good to go. I'm going to fold you up and fold you up, and then we'll come back and probably start doing the sign off. All right. So we'll take this. Yeah, we'll take this back to the farm, and then we'll start doing the sign off as we finish off the combine harvester. We will go through and check to see the status of. We'll check to see the status the what's in the we're gonna finish on a low. Really? Man, okay. That wasn't meant to happen. Alright. What we'll do is we'll just unfold, and that should hopefully flip us over. Right, there we go. And we're folding back up again. All right, that was a bit of a disaster. Anyway, you didn't see that. Yeah, no, I don't think we'll even wait for the harvest to finish. We'll just continue on with that. Obviously, the truck is going to have a full load of that, and we're just going to put that straight into the what's name. But that's okay. So that's going to end up being product in the bank anyway. It's not as if it's going to be in the mill or the silos. I mean, so there's not going to make a lot of difference there. So yeah, so what we'll do is we'll effectively from here we'll sign off, and what we'll do is we'll see you in the next year. So yeah, it feels a bit weird saying that. So yeah, we'll continue on, and we'll see how this gap year experiment takes off, and we'll see you back here in November next year, and to see exactly where we've ended up. So anyway, we'll have to leave it there. So don't forget, if you want to see how this all pans out, then don't forget to subscribe to the channel. And when you do press that subscribe button, make sure you press the alarm notification icon as well, so you're made aware of when new videos are available on the channel. So when the new video of the new year is available, you'll get to know about it. Don't forget to join us on Twitch, Twitter, Discord, and Facebook. The details are down below in the description. And of course, most importantly, take care of yourselves and your loved ones, and we'll see you again very, very soon back here at Duck Solar Gaming and Elm Creek Farm. See you all later. Bye.